Good evening, everyone. Tonight I'd like to give you a couple of ideas on how to create a magical sound when you're playing Clair de Lune. It's in 9/8 time, and it's so easy to just let the notes run the time signature and run it right out into distortion. And you don't want to lose that time signature. It's important. So if you can count 1 and 2 and 3 and that's the first third of the bar, 4 and 5 and 6 and that's the second third of the bar, and then 7 and 8 and 9 and at that point at 9 and kind of put a pause and take the time and imagine you're out on a starlit night and you look up into the sky and you're just kind of looking through the limbs of the trees to see where the moon is, and then you spot it. So you've taken the time to search for it, and then take a breath and then start the next phrase. It's going to make the line so much more interesting for the listener. And if you can create the gentle tone by imagining that the elbow is free to be flicked toward the back of the piano, and then just sink in gently with your hand, you're going to create a nice effect. Now you want the syncopation at the start, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you see how I waited? I put the accent on as though the piece was starting on 2, but that's your second beat out of 3 out of the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now if you wait that bit, now just drop the thumb and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you don't want to be thinking you're playing right on the bottom of the key, because you're trying to create this velvety effect. So just play to the point of sound where you feel the bump of the jack slipping out from underneath the knuckle to flip the hammer up, and then pluck. Just pluck gently. So go out like that, and then 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and pause. 1, 2, 3. Answer the question with that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Have every note a different color. Got to stay close to the keys. See, there it becomes on the beat. It's not syncopated there. At the start it was 1, 2, 3, but here is 1. Then it's on the beat. And when it gets more complicated, I'll put the notes up there just to be sure I'm playing the right ones. It is difficult to keep from letting the notes scoot ahead of the time signature. So don't go any faster than you can count it and keep the notes in line with that count. So if you think of it like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 9 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 8. It's triple piano. So you got to hear every note. Like that. You can almost feel the dew in the air. and so on, and then it ends with it. And he wants it to die away all the way to the end from that point on. But it's pianissimo right there. So. And 6 and or 7 and 8 and 9 and 7, 8 and 9. So I hope that gives you a few ideas. It's fun to practice a piece like this where you're actually listening to the sound. But the trick is to keep it within the bounds of the time signature, except this bit what I'm saying about taking the time at the end of those 9 beats to look up into the sky and see if you can see the moon creeping through, the brightness of the moon creeping through the branches on a nice clear night. Anyway, I hope you enjoy practicing it. Have a good night now. Bye-bye.